All right. Hey, good evening, everyone. I,
I,
I'm getting echoey, really echoey right now. I don't know what that is. Okay. I'm Aleta Speier, one of the HEAT NMDs, and I'm one of the national marketing directors. In case you don't know what what an NMD is, we have amazing trainings for our teams every Tuesday evening. But twice a month, we get together and find a leader in our community to share their wisdom with us. Well, tonight is a little different. Usually, we have a more advanced training on the fourth Tuesday, but there's no rep left behind with our teams. So, welcome all you new reps. After all, you're the lifeblood of our business. Wow, what a treat we have for you tonight. Three powerhouse ladies who have rung the bell in their businesses and have done it with grace, charm, and confidence. This is not about accomplishing a higher rank in our business, but following a passion for helping others with family health and allowing to bring in some secondary income while at the same time creating a great family life and spousal life that's thriving and healthy. I couldn't think of three women who do it so well as these three. I'm anxious for you to get to know them, as I have. But first, I want to say I wasn't looking for something else to do. I started a classical liberal arts school in the 90s, and I was a proud mom of 6 amazing kids. And now I have 18 beautiful grandchildren. So you see, I don't understand the statement, I don't have time. What I figured out is that you do it while you do life, not instead of doing life. Once I got that in my head, sharing and caring for people became easier to do. My story is I started taking Juice Plus when it first came out. My sister introduced it to 7 siblings and myself. For 13 years I took it, and I didn't even know there was a business to it. When my sponsor was looking down his genealogy report, ask your sponsor what that is, 10 years ago, he called me out of the blue, and let's say he was in the right place at the right time. He was friendly, happy, and fun on the phone. He asked me how my business was doing, and I said, what business? I was life coaching. I was doing some interior design consulting. I started a school without getting a salary. And what he didn't know is that suddenly I became a single mama and was piecemealing all these $20 an hour jobs. I had to make it happen. So he invited me to an event. I went to my first conference and I experienced for the first time what these tiny capsules were all about. I heard Dr. Katz say this is a first generation of parents that will outlive their kids. And Dr. Garcia say this is the first generation that she's an oncologist. She said that this is the first time she has seen 17-year-olds come in for cancer options instead of ideas for their prom. So right then I had that aha moment, that clarifying moment. I decided to share and care a little bit more than I had been, but I still was a hobbyist and I was paid like that. So like I said, I had businesses in my life and I didn't see the potential until I did a little bit more and a little bit more. I remember we had an exercise once we did it as a team to list 30 things that we loved about our Juice Plus company and our business. And yes, I'm not a bar person. I don't go shopping or out to lunch a lot or often, but it gave me a purpose and a passion and a mission to share. But it wasn't until I heard stories from the front of the stage that impacted me of the quality of the company I was aligned with. Things like when Katrina hit Louisiana, the company found its customers, sent new orders out complimentary, and gave the sponsors full commissions on those orders. When Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting happened, our president, Jay Martin, reached out to a new rep who was responsible for hiding the kids under desks and asked if there was anything he can do. One of my own customers had their house burned to the ground with their family's Juice Plus in it. And John Blair, who's become a dear friend, sent them all brand new orders, complimentary. You don't hear about those stories, but the stories go on. And one of the other reasons I will always stay with this company are things like the amazing friendships I have made along the way. The women and men with passion, integrity, and love for their fellow human beings. My daughter, when she was 20, had a great job working those big music fests, like Lollapalooza and Coachella and Bonnaroo. And she was driving through Arkansas and I found a rep who would put her up. She didn't even know who I was. She was going through Palm Springs and I found somebody who could take care of her dog who lived there. So you see, with these grown, loved friendships that I have cultivated along the way. Why would I ever go anywhere else? I know reps that when they make a move, it's their friends that made them, that they made here in this company who helped them rather than their family. Crazy, huh? But I would say the one tip that I would give you as my to-go tip in growing your business is finding another rep with like-minded life circumstances and connecting them on Voxer, and the use of 5 little words. This means you have to be totally teachable and humble. You see, we don't know what we don't know when we first start. 3-way calls were the bread and butter of my business, and I really reached out to Sidelines a lot for support. You see, I didn't know the marketing plan or where I was. In fact, when I got to senior sales coordinator, it was at a conference, and Tanya Oxley walked in the room and said, "We have a promotion here." I was shocked and surprised and upset because I didn't have the right clothes on, but that's all right. So please, if you're wanting to uptick that number in front of the comma in your paycheck or accomplish a new rank because you want to make a difference in more families with grace, confidence, and lots of love, use those 5 little words. What are they? Here they are. You all have to learn them. It's really easy. What do I do next? Everyone say it. I know we're all muted, but everybody say it. What do I do next? If you say that to your sponsor, you'll have a thriving business in no time. I love my team and their families and the people they have introduced to me through them, helping them realize their dreams. And you know, for some people, we are their family. So that's my portion. Why would I go anywhere else? I want to introduce you to an amazing friend of mine who decided to make the Juice Plus company her home. Dr. Rachel Smartt is a naturopathic doctor, a nutritional counselor of 20 years, health, wellness, and a plant-based coach. She's a meditation instructor as well as psychology of eating expert. She just hit the rank of International Marketing Director and was nominated for 24 Club 24 Club Elton Award. She has authored Modern Day Miracles, and she helped heal and extend the life of her husband for more than 8 more years after he was diagnosed with cancer. I am so impressed with Rachel. Just a few personal things. You are never too proud to ask for advice and collaborate with others, Rachel, to be more effective. I love you as a sister. 1/3 of your team is a beautiful, diverse group of lovers. We have partnered for team dinners and enjoyed each and every one of them. In fact, we plan on doing a second episode with some of them. So stay tuned, everyone. Straight from Peachtree, Georgia, Rachel Smartt. Take it away, hun.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Aleta, she is a sister. That's one of the best parts about this business is we have wonderful friends we meet along the way. And I'm just grateful for all of you coming to learn how to see a bigger picture and to expand your options. And so I've been with, like you said, the business for 20 years. And it was after the death of my husband that I made a promise that I would be passionately sharing the power of whole food nutrition with everyone. And of course, I love the mission of the company. And it's really, Aleta, you mentioned the stories of helping others, those transformational stories of hearing giving hope like cancer. I have a little girl who had rectal tears from constipation and just a couple of weeks was on track with regularity, and the business and all those things. Those are the big keys to get excited about the stories and go back to what, what lit you on fire when you began to be able to keep you moving forward. I don't know, many don't know my real story. I was so shy starting this business. People would ask me to say my name, I would turn red in the face. And it's amazing what can take place by having people encourage you and believe that you can shine brightly by working with others and be mentored by others as well. So I wanted to let you know this business has done a lot for me, and it can be for you as well. I think we're mentoring our children. I think that's one of the biggest exciting things. We mentor our children. We not only give a nutritional inheritance, but we give an emotional inheritance as well. And so I wanted to just share, and Aleta asked me to share why I love this Juice Plus business. And it's, I've learned that it's okay, to be nervous. It helps you have more confidence in realizing that if you don't have butterflies, then you're not really growing. So you want to have butterflies, and it's really about transformation, and it's about really making choices and that we can be able to choose the little things that create the big things as well. So I wanted to tell you that when I started, there's different stages of commitment, because we're all not here that you start out and you're a leader on the call that you're going to just shine or jump up like a rocket ship. But I identified 4 stages of my commitment that made me move forward, and then I'm going to share some of my biggest tips. But the first one is curiosity. I started just coming into this mission because I loved the nutritional piece. And then I was invited to my first conference with skepticism because I thought it was going to be a rah-rah, which I'm not about rah-rah. And when I went to my very first conference, I was blown away with the panel of scientists. Dr. Tolster, he was the first doctor to perform a heart operation on a baby in the womb. I got to meet him, and the scientists, the panelists. It was so incredible to see. This was the kind of company of a high integrity. So I was curious, and then I started learning, and then it became to be more expanded in my vision of what I wanted to do to serve at a higher level. And then, of course, this happened at the kind of company this company is. At the death of my husband, I got flowers, people I didn't even know. I got a phone call from J. Martin, the president. I've got cards, hundreds of cards from people I never knew, and I realized this was a family. So my second commitment was really, this is a family. This is a place that I wanted to stay and to be able to help others along that journey. That there were even more, the company came around and surrounded me more than my family did. And then when I was, one of the other pivotal moments is when I became a qualified national marketing director. I had never been on a stage before, and they asked me to share my story in front of thousands of people. And I remember looking at thousands of people, and my sponsor, leader, Cynthia Gomper, stood in front with all the other people in the background, and she had her hand over her heart, and she says, I believe in you, look where you can go. And she just made me realize that do what you're born to be, let this business ride, be your vehicle to drive the passions and to be the kind of person you want. So that was my third, seeing that whole level of commitment to go, I was going to do this thing. And then the last thing that really got my heart, that I'm hooked forever and for life, I guess it really was a combination of things that ground you. But as I became a national marketing director, I walked into the main conference area where they had a meeting prior to the conference. And I was scared. I felt a lot out of place. And I just sat right behind J. Martin. And right before the meeting began, and I'm sure he had a lot on his mind, he turned around, he grabbed my hands, he looked me straight in the eye and said, Rachel, you belong. Welcome to our Juice Plus family. And I thought of all those people. I mean, he knew my name. And I thought, wow, what kind of president would be so intentional about making me feel like his own daughter? He didn't even know me. So those are some reasons why I have developed the layers. There's layer of commitment and undeniable belief in Juice Plus. But to just end some tips, just that you never life, and you're going to have a little bumps. You're going to have a little roller coasters in your business. And I think it's the tip is the energy. You are the lid of your team. You have to know if you're kind of slumped in your team, you got to raise that energy. That your team only has the energy that you have. You got to raise it up, and you have to learn how to do, delegate, and delete. And that is the things that really can help make a difference in your business. The other thing is the verbiage. One of my biggest lines that I say all the time, and it works with any of our programs, is I didn't know if you're one of the ones. I use that with everything, whether calling with a customer. I didn't know if you're one of the ones that were looking to know more about our Healthy Starts for Families. And you can do that with anything in our business. But I'm not going into a training, but that's one of my best lines. And then I wanted to share one of the tips too is how to recruit up. And so I know Dr. Gina Gonzalez-Johnson's on the phone. She's one of my top leaders. She's almost a qualified national marketing director and only 2 years, less than 2 years. But I looked at being brave, and I went in to recruit a cold market and a professional. I knew Dr. Gina, I heard about her, and I went to her and said, I don't know if you're one of the ones, but I'm looking for somebody that I can align with my value. I'm well known in the community, and I have lots of people that I can refer to. I want to be able to connect with you, and we can go out and do something off time to see if some things that I'm doing and you're doing that could be a fit, and also could refer to you as well. So to make a long story short, we had a great conversation, and she had, her story, so I'll have to share it with you, but just going back and being brave and confident, and to be passionate about, asking questions, listening, and just say, would you be open to learning? You have a foundational program. I would love to talk to you more about partnership, and then just weave it into the heart of that person. So those are my best tips. And hope that's all. Lita, is that the good time? Anything else before I introduce Tammy? You there?
No, that's good. That's good. Let's roll.
Okay, good, good. Okay, well, I'm just so grateful I get to introduce one of my dearest friends in the business, Tammy Lamason, and she lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee, with her husband, Wendell. 28 years. They've got an amazing marriage, and she's a mom of 3 adult children and a son-in-law. She has her background in a secondary education, that's her degree, and in mathematics from Lee University. She's very smart. She started her business in January 2002. And she just stayed there went to sales coordinator quickly, but then stayed at that position for 11 years. So her story is quite amazing. And when she puts her mind to doing something, she will do it. And she just focused and she dove in. And 3 years later, when she made that decision, she became a national marketing director. She was nominated 12th Club Member of the Year in 2017. One of the things I admire about Tammy is she's God-fearing. She's a hard worker, and she will do anything to help anyone to be able to do their very best and to move forward with any area of their life. So I'm going to turn the time over to you, Tammy.
Thank you, Rachel. Wow, to follow Aleta and Rachel. And you know what you're going to see is we really didn't discuss all that we're going to be sharing, but it just is so beautifully woven together. So yes, my name's Tammy Lamason. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we have been here 1.5 years. And because we said yes to this business, we were able to say yes to moving close to our daughter and son-in-law. And we are now expecting our first granddaughter in less than 10 weeks. So we're so excited that we get to be here. But I will backtrack just a little bit. We've been a part of the company for 18.5 years, been taking Juice Plus for the same amount of time. And, you know, I knew that this was the right product for us. My husband actually was the one that said yes, because he's a physical therapist and the research spoke volumes to him. So he brought it home to the family. But I knew as a mom of 3 kids, at the time they were 7, 4, and 1, and I knew we had found the right product when our pediatrician, who was also a dear friend of ours, had called, and I thought it was just a personal phone call, but she called to say, hey, have I done anything to offend you? I'm like, I was a little taken aback, and she said, you know, you haven't brought the kids in to see me in the last 10 months. And it dawned on me right then, we've been taking Juice Plus for 10 months. So for us, it was a game changer for the health, but I knew that we had found the right product. And again, a disclaimer that this isn't to say that it's gonna heal everything. I just knew that it had increased our made our immune system more in balance, which is what we have research for. So I knew I'd found the right product. I knew I had found the right company when I'd gone to my first Peachtree boot camp. I was a sales coordinator, like Rachel said, and because of life situation, we were at sales coordinator for a while, but this is where I was at the very beginning. And I came to my first Peachtree boot camp with Bobby and Lisa Paget, sat down on the row, and I looked down, and lo and behold, I knew that was Ron Watkins. He's one of the vice presidents sitting on the same row right down the way. And I'd heard about him, and during one of the trainers, I got a note passed down to me, and it was from Ron Watkins. I'm going to show you because this was written almost 15 years ago, and it says, Tammy, you are going to be an NMD, signed Ron Watkins, on just a piece of note paper. I put that in my office as a reminder. He saw in me what he knew I could be before I even saw it in myself. And I thought, wow, this is a vice president of our company. I had been a part of another network marketing company, and I can't even tell you who any of the leaders were in that company. I knew who the president was because I saw her speaking on stage at our national conferences, but I knew I had found a home. Not only then, I knew the company, so the partnership that I love and have grown to just love even more now as a national marketing director is I have true confidence in corporate partners and the relationship they have and how they value the field partners. And it's a beautiful relationship. I love that. And I love that, you know, we can go to them and they know our names, just like Rachel mentioned. And it's just beautiful to know that that is the company that we are with, right? And another thing that has been so amazing to know that I am in the right place is the friendships, the sideline friendships, and the competition that's not there. That is so wild to me that people want to help each other. And I saw that from the very beginning. So I know a lot of you are leaders on here. And when they talk about and are recommending to find a buddy, you know, finding sideline buddies. When on my journey to NMD, my journey included so many different sideline friends that were cheering me on, that were offering to do three-way calls with me, that were really pouring into me. So I want to really encourage you, because I can tell you, having friends outside of this business and other network marketing businesses, they think that is so foreign. They can't believe that there's no competition there. So I just really want to encourage you in that. And another thing that I love is that some of my very bestest friends have been found through this Juice Plus company, through this business. And I love doing life with these people. And again, they're not all on my team, and I'm not on their team. It's just beautiful to have these sideline friendships. So I want to share a couple of tips. Since you are in leadership positions as sales coordinators or above, I think it's really important as you're growing your own teams. One of the things, there's so many great tools that we have, right? And Rachel gave some great feedback. Aleta gave some great feedback. One of the things that I have had to learn is to delegate. I think Rachel even talked about this, but delegate. There's a saying that my team knows that I say all the time: do what I do best and delegate the rest. And our team players, and I love when I can see, even before they're maybe in that sales coordinator position, but I can see in them that they are a born leader, or that they are wanting to go in that position, to delegate some of those things. It makes them feel valued in the team. And I love that. And then it allows them to be an active part, and they feel like they're able to bring value to the team as well. And I'll close with the last thing that I feel is really important. As you are growing your business, and this is hard, but I had to learn, and I've really tried to share this with my team, is to create healthy boundaries. Boundaries with your time that you're on the phone, boundaries around your business, set business hours, and put distractions aside, and you will be able to get a lot done instead of popcorning all day long. Make sure you set those hours and you get that done, and put boundaries around your family time. When you're with your family, be with your family. So I really want to encourage you, because that's going to allow your family to absolutely love your Juice Plus business as well. So those would be my two business tips for leaders as you're growing your business. And I get the honor of being able to introduce Staci Zacher, who is one of my dear friends. And I love, again, that we were able to have this beautiful friendship because of Juice Plus. I would have never known her. She's a wife, mom, a beautiful mom to 4 amazing boys. And look at how beautiful. She's a former D1 collegiate athlete. She's a registered nurse. She hung up her stethoscope at 37 years old so that she could live a life with passion and purpose. She loves empowering families to live a healthy, vibrant life, and also giving them the opportunity to generate a supplemental income, allowing them to say yes more often. I love that, Staci, I can easily just pick up Voxer and Voxer back and forth at any time. And so Staci, I'm excited to hear from you tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, oh my gosh, all of this is so amazing listening to this. You guys, we are so blessed. Do you ever just like have a heart check where you're like, this is my life. Like, I live this. This is my business. This is work. I mean, I remember going to my first conference 17 years ago. Well, something like that. I've been in this business for 17 years. I went there. And as a nurse, it's just different, right? When you go to work, it's just a different energy. And I go to conference and I see all these people, they're happy, smiling, hugging, like all of this stuff that you're like, we don't have that in the hospital. So with that, you guys, we are just so blessed. I ditto every single thing that every one of them said. They are the most beautiful leaders out there. But for me, when I started this 17 years ago, I just graduated from college. I actually was not looking for a business like them, but it just made sense. You guys look at this. It's a consumable product, right, that everybody needs, from the infancy to the elite athletes to the elderly. Everybody, fruits and vegetables, it's the foundation of health for every human being out there. If you got a heartbeat, you need to flood yourself with fruits and veggies. And for that, That to me is just smart business. So when I said yes to this business, that's why, because I knew I would naturally share a vitamin versus that, right? No, I know we're not here for that, but for me, I am here to make a difference. I want to impact the future. I don't just want to impact my family. I became a nurse because I want to make a difference. That's why I became a nurse, you know, and then I found that, you know what? I don't just make a difference in this room with this patient, but I can make a difference with this patient's entire family, their future generations. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. And so with that, aligning with this business was just it was just easy. And making that difference, the ethics, the morals, just everything. It's just everything my heart is about. So that's why I said yes, plus everything that they said. But you guys, when it comes to the tips, my biggest thing is this community. This community is everything, right? But I will tell you, this is the biggest tip. You have to be a part of the community. Don't stay on the outside. Be on the inside of that community, okay? Take that foot uncomfortable, be a part of that, okay? And create the community that you want to be a part of. Love everybody, no matter if they do a little or if they did a lot. You know, in the beginning, I just did a little, but thank goodness they loved on me, because when it was time, you don't have to know why it's not time for them, but when it's time, it's their time, right? And, but love them no matter what. Okay, the other thing is energy. Your energy is free, and we underestimate the heck out of it. Your energy, when you walk in the room, I remember I heard Tammy, right? When she smiled and it was like this room, you know, was bright. Every single one of you have that in you, right? Every single one of you. So when you step in that room, know that your energy is free. All right, last but not least, make a decision. Okay, for me, I just played with it for a while. And then there was one day, I remember driving home from the hospital. I was just kind of playing with the business. Like we all kind of like, oh, toe in, toe out, right? If it works in your business or your life. But there was one day I was driving home as I was missing out on a lot of my kids' life and things at the hospital. And I was like, what if I actually went all in? And I want you guys to ask yourself that right now. What if you actually made that decision and said yes for whatever that is, right? Whatever that looks like to you. It doesn't have to be NMD, whatever. You know, if it's sales coordinator, if it's SSC, whatever that is to you, what if you put all the excuses behind, the kids, the work, everything, and made that decision? That day for me changed my entire life. Truly, that's when I was able to say, okay, no matter what, if I'm working, I'm still going to be at that doctor talk that comes in. If I have conference, okay, if there's conference, it's more important that I get out of work than me going there, because I know my future is in this company. And that for me is truly what made the biggest difference. And one thing I want to read, because a lot of times we keep our toes like just you know, in the water, but just in case we get hurt. And that's where I want you guys to say, no matter what, get back up and keep going. So just real quick down this, I began to realize how important it was to be an enthusiast in life. If you are interested in something, no matter what it is, go at it full speed. Embrace it with both arms, hug it, love it, and above all, become passionate about it. All right, that's it. Love y'all.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys going crazy? I'm like tears and then laughing and then tears and then laughing. Nikki, put it on gallery. I want to see everybody's smiling face. I am so amazed. Do you know that I did not know, Stacy, that you knew Tammy? I did not even know that. And you know, you guys on the East Coast, you look dang good for 9 o'clock at night. We are all not even benefiting from each other's business. We are all sideline friends. That is a big deal, you guys. They stepped up and they shared their passion with all of our team. And I know that some of their team are on this also, but I wanted you to have that sink in a little bit, that we are one team, one mission, and we all felt the same way. So we all collaborated and we did it together. I know you have to run, Stacy. Tammy, thank you so much. Rachel, it was amazing. Love it. Tammy, I'm going to delegate more. Hey team, who's ever on, I'm delegating more. Anyway, Thank you all. God bless you. And let's have a great hooray. Maybe everybody unmute yourself and thank them all for jumping on board.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
much.
much.
Thank
Good
you,
job,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It was
everyone.
awesome.
Great tips. Thank you.